Welcome to Board Gaming with Austin. Today I'm going to be going over a board game called Umbra. I hope I pronounced that right. It's by the board game company called Pandasaurus Games. It can be played in 30 to 45 minutes by 2 to 4 people, and it's for ages 8 and up. It's a very family friendly game, and it has very beautiful artwork. Today I'm going to be doing a component quality, directions quality, and gameplay quality video, as well as a review at the end of my personal opinions on this game. There's the box. The inside has your basic tray to hold all your components. This is the back of the box. And here is the components already set up. So what I like to do is go over the rule book to show you the components themselves while I rate the quality at the end. So we have one main board, which is this board right here. We have 4 bidding boards. The 4 bidding boards are these little boards right here. And everything has beautiful artwork on it, which actually saved it some of the score on the component quality, which I'll get to. It has 4 player screens, which are these little things right here. Beautiful artwork again. And it doubles as a player aid on the back. Then you have 4 of these pretty sturdy bags. 20 path tiles. The path tiles are all right here. Looks like that on the back. And a path with some tiles, like stonework, laid down on the other side. Something the game doesn't mention is that part of those 20 tiles are actually these unique looking tiles here. Those are taken out of the game until you want to get to using them. And then 4 soul tiles, which are right here. These are called soul tiles. They hold the soul flowers. And then you have 132 energy flowers and 68 soul flowers. These are right here. I put them in the little bucket for now, but they would actually be in your bags. All right, so with most of my videos, I'm starting to write scripts so that I don't stutter or slow down. I get my videos put out for you guys. So component quality. The little wooden tokens should be thicker. These, look at that. You have this nice big sturdy bag and the thinnest wooden tokens. They're nicely painted and cut. They're just skinny. And the screens, unfortunately, are thin paper. They actually came with a couple of the corners on the bottom bent. And if you can't tell, the board itself actually doesn't lay flat. Unfortunately, this board doesn't lay flat. This board doesn't lay flat. And I had another issue with the boards, but because of those small issues, I would take away one of the points for that. Now the boards, the biggest issue was the boards were sticky. Unfortunately, they were sticking together so that like this board was sticking to this board and actually tore the beautiful art on the front of this board. I don't know if you can tell. You probably won't be able to, but right here, it tore like a chunk off the board here. And I'm a real stickler for quality, almost to the point where it doesn't matter the price of the game, because I want nice quality games. Um, and then like the wooden pieces were also like sticking to each other. They're really hard to pull apart. So I take another point off for those, those issues. I would give the total score for this game. It's an original MSRP game, $40 right now. It's on sale, so they do put it on sale occasionally. I'd give the component quality a 3-star. Now the directions actually, unfortunately, were really bad. Pandasaurus Games usually excel when it comes to directions. First, I'd like to compliment that I did not need supplementary online support for this game, but I also adjust stuff when needed. the compliments, unfortunately, end there. They do have all the contents necessary in the sections in the rulebook, but they don't follow the usual structure of numbering all of the steps in each phase that Pandasaurus normally does. For instance, phase 3 lacks a couple necessary number steps, and I actually edit those in my video on the rule book, my detailed rule book video. They also do a bad job at explaining summoning. So summoning on page 8. First off, let me ask you, why is it even called summoning? We're placing flowers on stone paths. So summoning is a step that you take if you complete paths in phase 3. The only explanation that the summoning interrupts phase 3 is the sentence in phase 3, if a path has been completed, a summoning immediately occurs. It ends there. There's no further rules explaining that you continue your third phase after that, and you keep being interrupted by summonings until you're done placing path tiles. Lastly, like their excellent directions, Pandasaurus Games usually excels at player aids. Unfortunately, the one that they include in this game misses so many necessary steps. I'll be recreating a player aid and creating a how to create player aids on Microsoft Word video, so please keep an eye out for that. Lastly, the 2-player variation that they give you in the back of the rule book, which is really weird because first off, usually they have the player aid on the back of the rule book, but with this one, they start a 2-player variation on the back of the rule, on the last page of the rule book, and continue it on the very final page. But it adds much complexity and confusion in an attempt to add a third player AI to, I don't know, make you and your partner not seem lonely. I don't know. I played several games, and the player variant, 2-player variant, caused more confusion than my small edit and their normal rules for a 2-player game. I barely did anything, changed anything to their normal rules, and it actually made it literally just the same. But I'll add this variant to my detailed rules video, and then unfortunately, or if I can get a gameplay video in, then I'll add it to that as well. Add an actual gameplay of the 2-player variant. But I would prefer to put my 2-player variant in there. Directions, unfortunately, receive a 2.5. Now, the gameplay. This game is not made for 2 players. You can tell by the fact they had to throw in a third player AI at the end of the directions as an afterthought. I felt more frustration trying to learn the 2-player variant that I added their rules a little and created my own 2-player. I did end up enjoying my 2-player edited rules game, so that's that. But I can't wholly recommend this for 2 players. I definitely recommend it for 3 and up, so like 3, 4, 5. There is a ton of chance in this game, though. There's chance from drawing tokens. So like these tokens are flowers. Whoops. These flowers are in your bag. And there's no like Wonderland Wars has a mechanic where you're like kind of like deck building or you're building a stronger bag. This doesn't. Not really anyway. You can't really control it yourself. So you're just taking chance. It's no different than rolling a dice with that. Another chance area is when you're playing these tokens and you're bidding, you're basically literally bidding. You know, bidding is taking a chance. You're taking chance that you're going to bid higher on one of these tiles here over someone else's bidding higher on those tiles. And then you take a lot of chance with who gets to place the tile first. So as you're bidding, there's 2 different bidding phases, or sorry, 2 different bidding times. You'll bid on your tiles, and not like this, but I'm just giving you an example. And you could be pretty certain that you're going to win this tile here, but you don't know what the second phase of bidding does. You know, they might come in and drop. Someone else might come in and drop all of these soul flowers on that same spot, and then you just lost that tile to get to play it first. Then on top of that, when you actually do place them, it's all based on how many flowers are on those tiles. So like this has 1 flower on it right now. This has 3. You can't guarantee after the second bidding that will still have more tiles, and this will only have flowers, and this will only have 1. But they go in order from the tile with the least flowers on it to the tile with the highest flowers. So there's a lot of chance in there. There's a lot of chance in this game, and if you don't like chance, like it's not chance with dice because some people like dice and rolling dice. This is chance with a lot of random components. Um, so yeah, the gameplay I would give a 3. It's fun for more players, and it was all right as a 2-player game, but it's not bad. It's not a bad game. Um, but now my review. I'm gonna show you how explain how it's played, and then give you a general review over it. So this is how it's played. On your first phase, you're flipping tiles over onto the altar. So you're taking it from here, and you're flipping them here like this. Once you've looked at it, you don't change the orientation of them. From here until they're discarded into a discard pile, that is their orientation. So there's chance there. Chance with how these tiles are going to be placed. Then the second phase is a 2-step bidding process. So you dig your hand in this bag, and I'm not going over every single step, but these are like the general steps. You take out 3 stars randomly, flowers, and then here, I'll show you here. This will be behind your screen. The other players can't see it, so you secretly bid these flowers onto these spots here. There's 4 spots on your bidding corresponding to these 4 spots, depending on which one you want to end up trying to place. That's what this bidding is for. These light flowers are worth 2 points of bidding. These dark flowers are worth 1 point of bidding, and there's some chance with how you're going to pull these from your bag. And then when you place them here, there's some chance on what everyone else is bidding on. So once everyone's completed their bidding, you place it on the tile that you bid it on. And then you do that same thing again. You draw 3 more flowers with some more chance. Look, I happen to get the exact same tiles. And then you choose where you want to place it again, like this. And then you go and place those on their flower tile. And then every player is doing that exact same thing. Now it could end up something like this, where you have 1 flower here, 2 flowers here, 3 flowers here. So then you move on to the placement phase. In the placement phase, you determine, first off, you get rid of any empty tiles. Then you determine how these are going to be played onto the board. The one with the least flowers goes first. The one with the second least goes second. The third least goes third. You get it. Then there's some chance there because you don't know if they're going to come in that last bid and add some more tokens to a tile that you want them to go first or a tile that you want them to go last. So this is how they get played onto the board now. So during the placement phase, the third phase, you grab the tiles one at a time. You look, are there any soul flowers on there? These lighter colored flowers are the soul flowers. So you remove them. You leave any energy flowers on it. So you leave all the dark flowers on it. Then you place it on the board in different, depending, if there's no tiles on the board, you're going to place it in one of these 4 slots. If there are tiles on the board, like this, gets played there. When this is being played, there's no soul flowers, no lighter flowers, dark purple, light purple, then this has to go onto the board touching an existing tile in any way that you see fit. A whole side has to touch a whole side of the tile. It doesn't matter if it blocks a pathway, starts a new pathway, it doesn't matter. The only rules are you have to start with one of these 4 slots if there aren't any tiles on the board, or touch it. Anyway, so then you place them down and then you keep going like that. And there's some chance again with how the tiles are going to be placed in that order and then how the other person is going to be playing their tiles, because they could completely screw you over like this. If you got this plan to build a tile pathway, they can block you. if you love tons of chance games, then you're gonna like this game. I personally don't like tons of chance, so I would give this game a 3 star, probably a 2.5. But I wouldn't round down to a 2. It is a pretty good game. There's a good quality to this game, and I would recommend it for more players. I would give it a 3 if you're looking at it for more players. But watch my detailed rules video for how to play it as a 2-player versus their 2-player variant. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.